Is the early access excuse enough to explain all the bugs and problems with battlegrounds? Let's talk. Welcome back, guys. Mike here with things you might like, and today I wanted to address the general saltiness around battlegrounds. There's a lot to be said here for both camps, so thanks for sticking around, and if you're new here, hopefully I can earn your subscription and a like on this video. We have a fast growing community, and I hope to see you guys in the comments below to discuss this topic further. Before this discussion, and I say discussion because, again, I hope to hear from you guys. My subscribers know that I'm very active in the comments, and I plan on being so with this video. But before this discussion, I wanted to add a disclaimer. I get that people may be passionate about this topic, and previously mentioned saltiness will ensue, but I ask that you still be respectful, and I prefer clean language. I try to keep my channel clean and family friendly, and I will delete overtly rude comments. Now that that's out of the way, the debate is basically this. Side 1. The game is in early access, it's amazing what they've done with it, and all the bugs and issues will be fixed. And side 2. They have made so much money on this game, these bugs are unacceptable. They should be focusing on optimizing and cleaning up the game before focusing on Xbox or the newly announced mobile version, etc, etc. So that's the gist of it. I totally understand both sides, but let me explain why I'm a side 1 leaner. My primary argument is the fact that they had no idea how quickly this would grow. Sure, we would all love to be able to perfectly predict our immense success and make early adjustments accordingly, but we can't, and Bluehole is no exception. It's like on Shark Tank, if any of you watch that show. Many entrepreneurs come in with the problem of growing so quickly that they can't keep up. Inventory is flying off the shelf, but they can't get their feet underneath them to get organized to handle it, so they go to the sharks to seek help. And this is, in fact, a problem. This is exactly what is happening, except in the gaming space, it's extremely non-linear. While it's technically only one product, it's being pulled in a million different directions. PC, mobile, Xbox, PlayStation, esports, hacker management, and many more examples. All of these things become exponentially more difficult as popularity increases, and with that, expected timelines become shorter somehow. There's a mindset of, you're huge and you have millions and millions of dollars, you should be able to give us everything and sooner, which is completely backwards thinking. What organization do you know becomes more streamlined as it grows and becomes more complex? None of them. What makes it even more difficult to manage is the ease of access to the product. With a physical product, you have to upgrade and streamline your manufacturing and delivery process when you have this kind of growth. This alone can act as its own bottleneck, which forces these businesses to hyper-focus on these bottlenecks to solve them. But with a digital product, there are no bottlenecks in product delivery whatsoever. All day, every day, people buy the game and download it. No resistance, no waiting, well, other than the actual download time. But if someone wants it, they have it. This creates a problem for Bluehole because there is no specific bottleneck. Alongside this instant growth comes a wall of issues, each one at the same time because it's not limited by distribution. So what does this mean? A lot of people are going to be disappointed. That's just a fact of this kind of growth and success. You're not going to please everyone. But the problem is that even with all these issues, the game is still so addicting to the masses that it will continue to be played. It's like a form of self-torture. People can't stop themselves or just accept the early access issues for what they are, so they complain and moan incessantly, because despite all that complaining, they just can't keep themselves from playing the game. Sure, it would have been nice for Bluehole to have been able to perfectly predict these issues and take early action. Personally, and maybe they're already doing this, but I would like to see them create a huge team dedicated purely for bugs and optimization, or perhaps 2 teams, 1 for each. These people don't have to have the in-game understanding and background as the developers who have been there since the beginning. They just need the skill set to receive a ticket reporting a problem, find the problem, repair the code, and push the fix. The same goes for optimization. Poach some developers that know this engine so they can get the game going a bit faster. Now, I don't know enough about game development to have the ultimate answers on what they could be doing better, but they are a small company, and I think these could be a couple ways to ease the growing pains. So this is basically all a roundabout way of giving clout to the fact that they are in early access, and that actually means something. All those posts you see that say, oh, they're in early access, those are legitimate reasons for these problems that they're seeing. I do think the mobile should have been put on hold for a long time, but the Xbox focus doesn't bother me nearly as much as it used to. No game has ever seen this sort of success. If this was a AAA title, I guarantee you that there would be their own laundry list of issues that they would have to deal with. But you throw 20 million copies sold, over 2 million active players, and break game records left and right onto what is essentially a startup for a video game in early access, you're going to have issues. So focus on the bright side. Bluehole has been incredibly open with their customers. Does anyone remember No Man's Sky and that whole debacle? Media blackout, features coming out way too late. It was a nightmare. In contrast, Bluehole gave us something basic and stated so, laid out plans for growth and full release, and blew everyone's freaking minds with how successful they were, including themselves. Yet we have received constant updates, news, reveals, and more. It's not always what everyone wants, and it never will be. That's the world of gaming. But they are doing a great job when you start putting things in the proper perspective. So enjoy the game if you enjoy it. Understand that it's the most successful and unprecedented early access release of all time, and chill out about the bugs and issues. They want this to work worse than you do, trust me. If you don't want to enjoy it, then just wait it out. It will get better. With all the money in it, the competition that's emerging, and with the track record of development and communication they've already set, all the cards are in place for this to be a true success. And every time you hit a bug or a snag, just remember, it's in early access. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think Bluehole could do better right now? I don't really care to hear about what they should have been doing. You can't adjust the past. I'm looking for what you think they could do to adapt to this ever-changing landscape of pressures and expectations. Or are you guys totally satisfied? If you're totally on board with everything Bluehole has done, go ahead and let me know why. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for enduring my rant, but I believe this debate has lurked in the shadows of Reddit and Facebook long enough, and I wanted to cast some light on the situation. Remember to keep it respectful and civil in the comments. If you have salt to spread, salt bay it all over Bluehole and Battlegrounds, not people. We are all experiencing the same exact game, we just have different views about it. So if you like this style of video, let me know. This is Mike with Things You Might Like, and I will see you with my next cool thing.